Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, August the 2nd, and this is day 21 of my Colorado thru hike. Can't believe I've been out here 3 weeks now. It's about 8 a.m. and I'm just walking away from my camp for the night, which was, I think, probably one of the best ones that I've had so far. Getting a kind of a late start today. It's about 8 o'clock, and decided to take my time this morning and have breakfast, coffee, and to let the tent dry out a little bit. We got a lot of rain last night. It rained up until probably about midnight or so. So today I'm starting segment 12. Segment 12 is, I expect it to probably last about 2 days to get through it. It's only 18.7 miles, but it's 4,866 feet up and 4,364 feet down. So that's going to be a whole lot of climbing. Two major climbs, I think, along the way. So hopefully we'll have some good views to see along the way. So let's get started. So this was the area that I was trying to, originally thinking to try to get to last night to set up camp. It's just right around, a little under 2 miles, I think. But because of the weather last night and it looked like the rain was getting ready to start, I went ahead and set up camp at the bottom down there at the campground, which was a good decision. Took about an hour to get up to this location here for the first campsite, and I think there's some more on up the trail here. But I think by the time I got my tent set up, it probably started raining or drizzling anyway, at least 5 minutes or so after that. Thought I'd show you a little bit about what the trail looks like here. I'm about a little over 2 miles outside of Clear Creek Campground. Still on the climb. It's been kind of nonstop. A lot of it's been through pine forest like this here. Trails, the climb's not been too bad. It's just kind of relentless. It's just nonstop up. But at least there's no big boulders or steps or anything like that. So that's good. I just checked a little bit ago, and it looks like I have about maybe 2.2 miles to go to get to the top of this one here. Getting close to the top, about 0.2, I think. But happened to notice this nice little view off to my left, so I thought I would stop and capture that. But I should be at the top here in a few minutes. It is windy and a little bit cool. Just made it to the top of the first climb. It was about 4.39 miles. Took about 3 hours to get to the top. Not much of a view, and you can see off over the side there. That's about the only thing. It's a very flat area here. I decided, there's a lot of sunshine up here. I decided to go ahead and pull out my sleeping bag, tent, and ground cover and let it dry from the rain last night. And I'll do that, let it dry. It usually doesn't take very long at all, especially when it's windy and sunny, which it is here. And I'll do that while I'll do lunch today, and then be back and hit the trail. And I think it's downhill here for a while, and then there'll be another climb that looked like maybe 3 to 4 miles, and then hopefully we'll camp somewhere on the other side of that. Well, it's a little before noon, and that was a productive lunch hour. Grabbed some lunch and laid the ground cover, the tent, and the sleeping bag out, and they dried pretty quickly. It's sunny up here and very breezy. I had to put some rocks down on some things and tie my tent to a branch to make sure it didn't blow over the side. But everything's dry. It's nothing better than crawling into a dry shelter at night. So finished that first climb. Now it's about I think it's 1.5 mile maybe descent down the other side here, and then it's going to be, I think, a 3-mile climb back up, and then somewhere down the next side, I think it's about 7.1 miles from here. I think it's called Frenchman's Creek. is where I plan to try to get to for camp tonight. That would, I think, put me at about 12 miles today, which would be great. And then tomorrow, that'll leave me with about 6 miles to complete this segment. And I'll only be about 7 miles from Buena Vista. So I will probably, well, not probably, I'll have to go into town again to resupply. I've only been bringing about 3 days worth of food to keep the weight down a little bit. So I'll probably go into there to do a narrow, get there tomorrow late in the afternoon, and then spend the next day and do some laundry, shower, and resupply, and then hit the trail the next day. So I will check in later before we start this climb. I met about probably, I'd say, 6 other hikers yesterday and today that are doing the collegiate loop, and that seems to be extremely popular. These hikers were from really all over the place. They were from Boston and from California, Nebraska, North Dakota, and there was Albuquerque, I think, was another one. It's about 150 some mile loop, I think. The ones I spoke with, probably different ways to do it, but the ones I spoke with were starting out at Twin Lakes, where I started yesterday morning, resumed yesterday morning. And they're doing the East Collegiate down to Monarch Pass, and then they'll pick up the West Collegiate and then head back to end up in Twin Lakes again. So they said logistically it's pretty easy. They can leave cars there, and then basically it's just a big loop back to there. So I thought that was a pretty cool way. I've heard of the people doing the loop before, but I didn't realize that how popular it is. So for a long distance hike, 153 miles, it's a pretty good distance. So I can see why it's very popular with some people. Unfortunately, a couple of the guys I met this morning at the Clear Creek campground were planning on doing the collegiate loop. One was from Nebraska, they were brothers, and one was from North Dakota. And after day one, which was the Twin Peaks over to the campground, one of the brothers decided that he just didn't have the fitness to be able to do this yet. So they were going to hike back to Twin Lakes and abort and basically go back home. So that's unfortunate, but that happens a lot with a lot of people, where you get out here and you do all this planning and preparation, and you get out, and for various reasons you have to get off trail, and hopefully maybe try it again another day. Working my way down this descent here, but getting some nice views. This is off to my left side of the trail. I'm not sure what mountains those are over there, but it's a nice view. I think I forgot to look at the exact elevation, but the lunch break where I just stopped at was just a little over 11,000 feet. Still working on this descent. I happened to look over to the right and see if I can zoom in here. Looks like it might be raining over there along that ridge. Can't tell which way it's blowing. Yeah, looks like it's coming this way. So anyway, maybe getting rain here soon. Okay, it's about 1:30, just hit bottom of that descent. Wasn't too bad. I think it was 1.5 miles. It took only 30 minutes to go down, so I got down it pretty quickly. This is an area where some people camp out. I think it's called Rainbow Lake. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do this next climb, which is coming up very shortly. And it looks like about a 3-mile climb, maybe. Don't know how long it'll take to get up that. Depends on the grade, obviously, and the terrain. But hoping to get to about around mile 12 for the day, at least. And there's supposed to be a campsite there. So that is the goal for the day. everyone. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've started this second climb. And looks like I have about 2 miles to go. The rain finally started. I am almost to the top of this high point for the day. And I also have another milestone. I just crossed 200 miles. So right now I am standing at 200.4 miles of the Colorado Trail. So making progress. And so right now the high point for today was about 11,848, I believe. So now that I passed the 2 climbs, it's been about over 7 plus the 10, probably between 7 and 8 miles of climbing today. And that might be why some people have said in their videos that this is one of the hardest segments on the trail. Don't know if that's true or not, but it was hard, I thought. Thought I'd snap some more video here as I start down this descent. It's a pretty cool area here. It's about 4 o'clock and finally made a way down to the bottom of the descent. And going to cross this here and go ahead and fill up on water. And then the next task will be to find a campsite. Got 3 hikers behind me that I'm gonna wait up for and see where they camp at, see if we can all camp together tonight. It's almost 7 o'clock at night and we have reached Elk Creek. Need to grab some water and then we'll have to try to find a campsite. Good evening, everyone. Wanted to go ahead and close out Tuesday, August the 2nd, day 21. Today I hiked 15.3 miles from the Clear Creek campground to Elk Creek. This was segment 12, was considered one of the hardest segments, and I think I would agree. With the 4,866 feet up and over 7 miles of climbing, it was a difficult day. Planned on camping at Frenchman Creek. However, there was an open bear canister with trash all around it, and we read a comment that there was a bear incident not very long ago, so we moved on about 3 more miles down the road or down the trail to Elk Creek. Tomorrow I'll have a short 3.5 miles to the Silver Creek trailhead, where I'll go ahead and get a lift into Buena Vista for another resupply. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.